So let's begin with operation 3, which is deletion. Deletion is the opposite of insertion. We remove an element leaving a hole. Then we need to shift elements left to close the hole and decrement the size. We have two cases. Delete from the end, easy, right? Just decrement size. The old last element is now logically gone. Deletion from the middle or the beginning. We need shifting. So removing, and think of like removing a book from a shelf. You pull the book out, then slide the remaining books to the left to close the gap, right? So think about this, visualize this array, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, which has the size 5. If we need to delete the element 20, right? The position becomes empty, right? So this is the concept, and what we need to do, we have to shift these elements to the left, right? What becomes? Now the 30 element becomes in index 1. Likewise, you have to shift those elements, and we have now an empty space at the 4th index, right? So last cell is ignored and or it's garbage, right? So now the value of the size of the array becomes 4, right? And this is the pseudocode for the array deletion. First, if the kth element k less than 0 or k larger than the size of the array, this is the k, and the index, if we want to delete an index element which has an index less than 0, it means error, right? And also size greater than or equal to k, the size, it also invalid, right? In arrays, we are indexing from 0 to size minus 1, right? For I equals k to size minus 2. So what we need here, if we delete an element, we have to shift those elements to the left, right? So in here also, the element 30's index becomes 1, right? 2 minus 1. Here it's the same. Then finally we have the array size becomes less than, it becomes decrement by 1, right? Because we have deleted an element. For the safety, you can at the end position you can set it to 0 for the safety and return the size, right? And the complexities are, the best case you have, if you delete at the end, if the k equals size minus 1, you don't need to shift, right? It becomes over 1, right? In worst case, if it is at the beginning, you have to shift n elements, right? So the complexity becomes O(n), right? In average case also, we need if something at the middle, if something at the middle, middle of the array, you need to delete, it becomes n by 2 element shifting, right? So we disregard the constants and we have on by 2, it becomes on at the end, right? And also the space complexity becomes O1, right? So this is same as insertion, like cheap at the end, expensive elsewhere, right? The fourth operation is search. We are now discussing about the linear search. We want to find if a particular value exists in the array and return its index. So let's look at the definition of the search, right? Linear search. In simplest way, we can say start from index 0 and check each element one by one until you find the target value or reach to the end. When to use linear search, right? When the array is unsorted and array is small, like n is small, and also you don't need the fastest possible search, you can use this linear search, right? So for example, finding a friend in a line of people, you look at each face one by one until you spot them, right? Likewise, you need to do this here. The index of the target or -1 if not found. The returning value will be this, right? If you found, you have to return the index of the target. If not found, you have to return -1. Okay, so let's look at the pseudocode. So I is the index, right? You have to traverse from index 0 to size -1. If array index value is equals to the target what you need to find, you have to return the index, otherwise you have to return -1. Okay, then if the let's look at the time complexities. If the target is at index 0, we don't need to traverse. So what's the time complexity? It's O(n), right? Then look at imagine your target is at the very end of the array. Okay, then how many array elements you need to traverse? You need to traverse n elements, right? So it's become worse, right? The complexity is O(n). Suppose you have, for example, your element is at the middle of the array. So the time you need to traverse like n by 2 steps, right? So disregarding the constant, you have O(n) time complexity. And also the space complexity, we can say there's no need of extra array, so space complexity become O(1). So we can say linear search is simple but slow for large arrays. If we had to have a sorted array, we can do much better. Now let's look at the binary search. Binary search is a classic divide and conquer algorithm. We will discuss it later, but it requires the array to be sorted, usually in ascending order. How it works? Compare the target with the middle element. If they are equal, it's found, right? If the target is less than the middle, you have to search the left half. If the target is greater than the middle, you need to search the right half. So repeat until you found or sub-array is empty. Let's think about looking a word in a dictionary. You open in the middle, then decide to go left or right, right? You don't start at page 1, you open in the middle, then decide where to go left or right. Each time cutting the search space in half, right? Just like that, you need to do binary search here. So think about this. If you need to find element 23, the first step you are doing is go to the middle. What's the middle element? 12, right? Then 12 is less than 23. What you do? You are not going the left, right? You are searching at the right, right? So this is what you do. You again search the middle element. It's 23, right? From this half, the middle element is 23. Now it is equal. So you found the target, right? So this is the 0th index, this is the 6th index. 0 plus 6 divided by 2, which is 3, right? This is 3rd index. And let me remind and this is the second half. We have 4th index. The right half we have 4th index and the 6th index. 4 plus 6 divided by 2 equals 5, right? So this is the middle element. We found the target at the, now we check the target is equal to the middle element, right? We are found, right? Okay. Now the time complexity is different here, right? It's not like in previous case. We have time complexity of O log n, as each step halves the search space. For n equals 1 million, it becomes log 2 to the base 1 million, which is 20,000, right? Sorry, 20 steps, right? So this saves much space. This saves much, right? And also space complexity becomes O1 for iterative version. And also binary search only works on sorted arrays. If array is unsorted, you must sort it first, and so it's only worth if you perform many searches on the same data. Okay. Let's look at the operation update. Update is the simplest operation. You change the value at a given index. The syntax is array index equals new value. So the index must be within 0 and size minus 1 of the array. Otherwise it will give errors. We don't need shifting, no loops needed. We can access direct memory using the base address formula. And the time complexity is O1, which is independent of the array size, whether the array has 10 or 1000 or 10 million elements. Updating an index takes the same time. Okay, for example, this is from the C programming. Think of like daily temperature. These are the values. If you want to update daily temperature at the third index, which is the third index? 0, 1, 2, 3, right? We need to update these values to 31. Okay, so we can directly do this. This is the one of the greatest strength of the arrays, and random access and instant update we can do. After this section, you should be able to implement deletion and analyze its complexity, write linear search and understand its ON behavior, and explain binary search, its O log n complexity, and also its requirements for sorted data, and perform an update in O1 time, just like this. In the final section, we will cover size versus capacity and multidimensional arrays, and pros and cons and real world application, and also we can discuss the summary.